About a year ago, we first took a look at this, the Citroen e-C4. We thought it had really good road holding, excellent comfort, and really well appointed interior. If you want to see our full review, you can click up here and take a look. Anyway, if you didn't find that the boot space on this was quite enough for your family's needs, Citroen's come along with this, the Citroen e-C4X. A bit bigger, a bit longer, let's take a look in more detail. I'm Miles Roberts, you're watching Chorley Group Go EV. So in terms of the design, it's basically exactly the same interior, exterior, up, all the way sort of down. As you go along the car, there's a couple of trim differences. This down here is blue on the e-C4, it's silver on the e-C4X, but everything's exactly the same until we get to this C-pillar. And that's when the design have gone, we're going to add a bit extra. So actually an extra 24 centimetres, nearly a foot of extra space from that back doors moving all the way back. So mainly that gives you a massive boot space. This now becomes a saloon rather than a sort of coupe hatchback. And this boot space is now 510 litres, versus 380 in the original car. So plenty of room in here for a set of golf clubs, for example. As you can see, there's just no way that a full set of golf clubs would go in the normal e-C4. So maybe golfing is your hobby, in which case go for this instead, the e-C4X. And as you can see, once these are in, there's plenty of room for a trolley to fit in as well. So overall, it's a really practical boot space. Loads of room for lots of suitcases. It's a really, really usable big boot. So around the front of the vehicle, things pretty much unchanged from the e-C4. We've got the same LED projector headlamps, we've got LED daytime running lights cutting through the grille. We've got this rather chunky off-roader sort of looking front bumper. This is a saloon car though. These black claddings again give it a sort of soft roader appeal. We've got 18-inch wheels. These are 195/60 R18 Michelin E Primacy tyres are standard. Moving along, we've got the panoramic glass roof. We've got privacy glass to the rear here, and a charging flap here. Underneath here we'll find both the AC and DC charging. So we've got a Type 2 AC 7 kilowatt charger and DC CCS 100 kilowatts charger. So 0 to 80% on a rapid charger is going to take you around sort of 30 to 40 minutes. On a home charger it's going to take sort of 7 to 8 hours to fully charge. And of course, moving around the back, we've got both front and rear parking sensors on this model. We've got a reversing camera as well. And then around the back, well, it's completely restyled at the back. So we've lost that sort of big chunky double lip spoiler that we had on the e-C4. Instead we've got this typical sort of saloon boot, no rear wiper because the angle of this glass basically means it doesn't need one, it just gets wiped off by you driving along. And these wraparound lights which sort of cut into the bodywork and look quite cool. So overall, I think it's just a really good alternative to people who are, you know, perhaps like the e-C4, but the boot was a little bit on the small side, although the e-C4 boot is the same size as the Golf, so just to put it into perspective, it's not a small boot by any means, but this is cavernous. So the underpinnings of the e-C4X are identical to the e-C4. We've got the same 50 kilowatt hour battery size as we saw in the e-C4. And that's using a lot of other Stellantis products from Peugeot, Citroen, Vauxhall, etc. The ride is very, very similar, so we've still got that sort of magic carpet feel as we're driving along. This suspension soaking up the bumps really, really well. They've done some slight tweaks to the heat pump, and perhaps the saloon back helps aero slightly. So this is actually rated at 222 miles on the WLTP driving cycle, which is about 4 miles more than the standard e-C4. So overall, yeah, driving dynamics, everything, you know, it's all very much the same as the e-C4. Sat in here, it feels exactly the same. The only difference being that your rear view window is slightly further away in the mirror. This car overall, one thing that gets me to sit back in this car after a break of driving some other cars for a while is that it just soaks up the bumps really easily. That's not to say it's, you know, it's not roly-poly round corners, but it it wafts as it drives along, and it just soaks up the bumps. So it takes a lot of the jolts and shocks out of what are quite frankly terrible roads here in the UK at the moment. And yeah, easy to drive. There's a couple of different driving modes, so we're currently in the normal mode, there's sport, and there's eco as well, just a little flick of a switch down here, swaps between them. We've got B mode, which gives a little bit of extra regenerative braking if we wish. It's got electronic parking brake, all that sort of thing. On this model it's got a wireless phone charger. There's lots of little cubby holes and things. Again, if you watch that video on the e-C4, we go over that in quite a lot of detail. So really this is just giving people an option of a bigger boot on a car that's already pretty great. So if you like big boots and you cannot lie, then why not test drive this car down at one of our Citroen dealerships. We've got dealerships in Blackpool, Blackburn, Bolton and Skelmersdale. Hope you found this video informative. If you have, why not click like down below or click up here to subscribe to our channel, see more of our videos. If you click up here, you'll see information about the e-C4X on our website. Click down here to see the Citroen e-C4 review that we did last year, and click down here to see more of our content on our channel.